Recently, we became a family of 10k on Instagram, and to celebrate this little moment, I made a trending cake design known as Top Forward Cake just for you guys. Since this cake is more about the technical aspects, I am taking the liberty to skip the recipe for chocolate cake base and the buttercream base here, but will surely link these two recipes in the description box and also in the I button here, as I have made them so many times on the channel before. So let us get started with the tutorial. Lay a silicone mat on top of your baking tray followed by a parchment paper. This would help us transfer the cake onto the cake board later, so don't miss this step. Then I'm taking a mousse ring of 17 centimeters in diameter. Place an acetate sheet inside. This would help us in demolding the cake super easily. Then take your frosting in a piping bag and apply it onto the base. Also add a layer onto the sides. Using a spatula, smooth the frosting really well. Take your sweet little time here and make sure you're pressing the frosting well onto the sides and also on the base of the cake. Obviously, you do not have to follow this method. You can always go with the regular way of frosting a cake, that is crumb coating and then frosting. But I felt this would be an easier way to cover the top and bottom of the cake, especially for beginners if done properly. Why properly? Well, since I made it for the first time, I have definitely made some mistakes which I will share as the video proceeds. So the minute I applied the first layer of frosting at the base, I realized that I am going to fall short of frosting. The main reason being that I made the frosting as per 6-inch cake layers, but if you see, we are assembling it into a 7-inch mousse tin. So the point here is to make a frosting suitable for the tin in which you are going to assemble the cake and not the cake size you have made. Again, all of this Jamela is because I want a smooth finish on both the front and back side of the cake. But if you are going for a rustic look, then this would be very easy for you. Once done, add your cake layer. Then using the frosting, cover all the sides. See, this is why I mentioned you need to have more frosting than you think, because unless you squeeze in a lot, you are going to develop gaps in your frosting and it won't give a smooth finish. But you know what? At the end, I felt that it was good in a way that I made less frosting, because to cover up the flaws, I used another technique, and so I get to teach you guys the new technique as well as give you confidence as to what to do when you goof up things instead of panicking. A win-win situation, right? Hit like if you have ever been in that panic mode while baking a cake before. Okay, so we will repeat the layers until we reach the top. Just a quick suggestion here, if you are going to store the cake for long or if you are going to sell the cake, then I would recommend you soak the cake with sugar syrup to keep it moist. Phew, somehow managed to use the frosting till the very end. Now, as a last step, dip your spatula in hot boiling water, wipe it using a paper towel and then smooth the top of the cake. This would give a finished and smooth look to your cake. Now what? Just freeze the cake for 2 hours. See you after that. Okay, so once frozen, transfer the cake to your rotating table. See how easy it is to handle with the silicone mat lined beneath? Then easily take the mousse ring out and release the acetate sheets and you have a perfectly frosted cake. Now you see, if you were a beginner, how this method would give you the most perfectly frosted sides without much hassle. Of course, as mentioned earlier, since I had less frosting and somehow managed to frost the cake entirely, I have some gaps around the cake, as you can clearly see. Now let us cover this up, for which I'm going to do a watercolor technique. This is same as the one that we used in our buttercream split cake. So you take any complementary colored buttercream and add it at random spots on the cake. Then with the bench scraper, just smoothen it out. Do not go overboard, as you do not want to smudge the colors. So just 1 or 2 rounds around the cake should be fine. Now since the cake base is frozen, you have to do this step quickly because the buttercream on top will also solidify and it would be hard for you to scrape it around the cake. So another tip would be to use a warm bench scraper to do the job. Time to transfer the cake onto the cake board. I have DIYed my cake board. The tutorial for the same is on our Instagram reels. We'll share a link in the description box below. So keep it ready before you actually lift the cake to transfer. Then to make the standing cake, slice off one end of the cake as seen in video. Frost the base lightly. This would serve two purposes. One, it would keep the cake moist, and two, it would help the cake stick to the cake board. Now to lift it, again the parchment paper helps you hold the cake easily, and using the help of a spatula, carefully and confidently transfer the cake onto the board. Since the cake is frozen, this step is actually super easy to do. Peel off the parchment paper and voila, this is how the cake looks. Again, using the warm bench scraper method, we will smooth the front of the cake too. Once you are happy with the finish, you get a blank canvas and feel free to decorate as you like. These days, use of dried flowers on the cake is trending, so I went for that look. For which, first using a stencil, I am applying a very thin coat of buttercream on one side of the cake. This is a very important tip, which is to apply a thin coat of frost, because if you apply thick, the frosting will peel off when you remove the stencil and nothing will stick to the cake. So do note that. Then I'm using the second complementary color and applying it at random places, not entirely, just a bit touch here and there. Finally, using gold luster dust to give it a shiny touch. Remove the stencil to reveal a beautiful design. For the flowers, I am using artificial flowers. The choice is yours though. If you wish, you can use real dried flowers too. Just make sure to tape it well. Again, you can watch how I arranged this from our Instagram reels. All the relevant links are given in the description box below. So that's our finished standing cake or top forward cake. I hope you enjoyed this technical video, and if you did, do consider subscribing for more baking tutorials. And before you leave, this is how the cake looks once cut. So that's it for this video. I'll see you soon in another one. Thanks again for the 10K family on Insta. See you. Take care. Bye bye.